Hi everybody, this is Cliff and this is Life with MS. Why did I say this is Cliff? Hi everybody, I'm Cliff and this is Life with MS. Today, my multiple sclerosis is flared up like crazy. It's a flary Friday and I am feeling like hammered crap. And I thought maybe I should just not do anything and just deal with it. But then I thought, well, wait a minute, I can just click on my camera and talk about a few things with the community because you know what this is like. So wow, the fatigue today is just really bad. And I don't think it's related to the Mavenclad that I just started about 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago. It just feels like MS doing its thing. Now, I do have my second dose of Mavenclad here, and that is coming up probably later this week. And for this one, the dosing is a little bit different, which they put right here on the bottom of the box. Day 1 is 2 pills, day 2 is 2 pills, day 3 is 1 pill, day 4 is 1 pill, and day 5 is 1 pill. Overall, the experience with the Mavenclad has been very positive so far. It does have some side effects. We talked about that in the other episodes, so I won't get into that here. If you're curious, you can check those out. I cover 5 days of taking Mavenclad. You can see that in my videos. But I wanted to address a few things today. I've got a couple of subscriber questions that I wanted to answer. I love getting these questions because on days like today, when I'm just feeling like absolute hammered garbage, which you could probably see in my face, I haven't shaved. I've got dark rings under my eyes. My eyes are like kind of swollen shut. I haven't shaved my head and I just don't have the energy. And I usually wear drab colors on days I'm not feeling well. I don't know why that is. It's just what I pick out. So I guess it kind of reflects how I'm feeling. But let's get into some of these questions about the last video I put out about the optic neuritis and losing my ability to read and comprehend stuff. One of my subscribers who comments a lot, Kim Basher, you know who you are. Thank you so much for the questions. I love them. I'm going to read a question. She had 2 questions here. I'm going to read them. And if you at home can relate to this, please comment below because I think these are really, really good questions and I think everybody handles these situations differently. I'll comment on my experience, please comment on your experience, and maybe we can provide some answers to other people out there. Now, again, regarding the Mavenclad stuff, I'm just a bald dude on YouTube with multiple sclerosis. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare provider, so don't take my advice. This is not medical advice. We're just talking about MS in general, like I'm skipping around on these weird days. Okay, so let's get into this. Kim Basher, you wrote on the video last week about optic neuritis and my ability to read is becoming more difficult. You said, quote, okay, so for me, watching the lady dance in the field made me dizzy and caused tremors. Visual vertigo. Question, since having my symptoms, I can no longer wear my contacts. I felt like something was on my eye. I was going through 2 pairs of contacts a month, but could have changed more often. It felt like something on them was blurry. Man, I can't even read today. I would have my vision rechecked and it would be the same prescription. Has anyone else experienced this? Not being able to wear contacts. Now that, Kim, is a very, very, very good question because here's why. Well, okay, so first of all, in the last video, I addressed the situation with my glasses, because my vision is disrupted by the optic neuritis and not necessarily the geometry of my eye and the focal length and all that stuff. The glasses sometimes don't really do anything. And just like you experienced, you can go to the ophthalmologist and they'll check your eyes and give you the same prescription because on that day, it may work. And then on the next day, because it's a nerve thing and not an eye geometry thing, it doesn't work. So you never know. But regarding the contacts, now, I've often wondered the same thing. But here's what scares me about contacts. All right, now, if you watch my channel, you know I shave my face and my head. And you also know I have basically cut myself so bad doing that from the spasms and MS that I've almost bled out at points. Okay, I'm exaggerating that, but it has been bad. In fact, one time I cut my head so bad with the razor, just a normal big razor, that my wife passed out because I had so much blood coming out of my head. It was pretty crazy. It was a little intense. But that was a spasm. I'm like, la la ah. And this area, oh man, I shred it all the time. So I can't even imagine attempting contacts because I stab myself with my toothbrush sometimes with the spasms. In fact, I'm now at a point where when I'm brushing my teeth, I put my elbow on the counter and I lean over the sink and I do that to stabilize my arm. That seems to work really well and prevent injury. But the contacts thing scares me because I would not want to put my finger near my eyes, with the concern that I am going to spasm and basically jab my eye out, which is a very real possibility, I think. I don't know. I even do it with these. Sometimes when I'm putting my glasses on, I'm like, oh man, like today I'm very careful. I come up from the top and I go out, down, and in, because if I go this way, I could spasm and jab my eyes with the glasses thingies. So I go down, bam. Seems to be safer, but these are like the little considerations. So to answer Kim's question, does anybody out there wear contacts with your MS, with your optic neuritis, have better experience than glasses with the optic neuritis using contacts? And also, do you have any concerns about messing around with your eyes, with your fingers, if you have arm spasms or finger spasms or hand spasms or even head spasms? Like even just moving your head while you're trying to put them in could be challenging. I want to know, people want to know, like, what's the good solution here? Do we stick to glasses? Do we not deal with contacts? I know some people hate glasses. Some people hate contacts. My wife, she's not a big fan of contacts, even though she has lots of them. She sticks to glasses because they're just easier. Her eyes don't dry out, all that stuff. So comment below. We want to know. Okay. And let's hop into the second one here because this one's good. This is related to the same video last week when I was talking about the optic neuritis, interrupting with my reading capabilities, my retention of my information with the multiple sclerosis, all that stuff. Kim said, quote, "Yes, I enjoy reading, holding a paper book, but notice it has been difficult for me, so I decided to try Audible. Again, it's easier to listen, but I had to replay one chapter 3 times to get it." I totally understand that, Kim. And I haven't been able to write since May. I can text using my notes app, which has been difficult. I like to journal, taking notes and making lists. Has anyone else had this experience? Will I get this ability back? I can use my thumb to text, but using my pointer for anything sets me off. Okay. I'm really interested to see what other people say about this situation because I, like Kim, have very limited ability to write. And that is recent. Within the last year, my handwriting is really at the mercy of the tremors that day or the muscle spasms that day. And that drives me freaking crazy. In fact, the other day, I was sitting here trying to edit a video and my hand was spasming so bad I couldn't use the mouse. And I had to just walk away for a few hours until things got better. Thankfully, they resolved a little bit. I don't know what it was. Well, it was MS, definitely. But it was infuriating because there was a lot of stuff I wanted to get done I just couldn't do because my hands wouldn't stay still long enough to do it. However, I have found a workaround for this specific situation, Kim. But to answer your question whether this thing gets better, I don't know. Has anybody else had that experience? Has it improved? Mine seems to come and go, but it seems to be coming more than going at this point, if that makes sense. But how I'm dealing with the notes stuff and the writing is I'm using the recording app on my Android device, and then that has an auto transcription process. And I'm using the recording app on my Android device. Man, I'm trying here, folks. And that has, what was I trying to say? And that has, it transcribes the audio to written text and makes a text file that I can save. And it's not perfect, but it's certainly much better than not having anything, and also much better than if I had attempted to write it, which I would just get super frustrated about. So there we go. Those are the two questions. Folks, comment, like, subscribe, do your thing. Truly appreciate it. It is the weekend. It's Friday. We're getting ready to kick this thing off. And It looks like today I'm just going to be not doing a lot, which I had a lot planned. So this is a little frustrating, but I'm really happy to talk to you guys. I'm going to get this video out. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, as it's a little bit shorter of a video. I'm not going to really edit it. You're seeing it like I'm recording it because I know you understand, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I've got some really good videos coming up. I'm prepping those, and we'll see how the next round of Mavenclad goes. So I guess this is just kind of answering a subscriber questions and giving an update on the Mavenclad. So we'll be getting going on the Mavenclad next week, the second round for the first year. And I'm also have raised some money for the bike MS to help fund research for MS. So thank you to everybody if you're out there and you contributed. That's awesome. I don't often ask for money from anybody. It's just a personal thing. I like to earn it instead. But in this case, you're funding critical research, and I really appreciate the donations to those that have given. Because our NIH budgets for research have been slashed, and so every mile matters, every dollar counts, and so I truly appreciate you all. And anyway, I'm Cliff. This is Life with MS. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I'm thinking about you, and I guess for now, I'm out.